I'm gonna be honest. When this game first launched, I hated it. Not only did I spend 2 hours of this game just to get soft locked, but since I was playing on the Quest 2, the graphics really got me sick, to a point where I didn't even feel like completing the game. And worst of all, a single email soured my entire view of this game, and it also led to me viewing my channel as nothing more than a pile of shit. But I want to give this game a second chance. I haven't played this since it launched, and I want to see if it's better. And so, this is my review and retrospective of Hello Neighbor VR Search and Rescue. So if you don't know what Hello Neighbor is, then don't worry, I got you. Hello Neighbor was an indie game created by Dynamic Pixels and published by TinyBuild. And we break into your neighbor's house and try to find out what he's hiding in his basement. The game got popular because, for the most part, it was good. Then it wasn't good. And now there's 7 books, 2 graphic novels, and too many games to be honest. To the general audience, Hello Neighbor just looks like a mascot horror game, and for the most part, it is. But hey, it was one of the OG mascot horrors, and it does something pretty original. But anyways, let's go back to November 2nd, 2022. A good time to be a Hello Neighbor fan. You know, Secret Neighbor finally got an update after a whole year. Hello Neighbor 2, at this point, was only a month away, and Alex revealed a new Hello Neighbor game at 7 in the morning. Not only was this a new game announcement, but also a PSVR 2 title, which technically made it a next-gen VR game. Later, the game would be revealed to also launch on Meta headsets and Steam VR, even though it didn't. Finally, we were given a release date of February 22nd. May 25th. Besides 1 or 2 more trailers, not much was known about this game until May, when promotion and hype for the game started to pick up. First, we got a gameplay trailer, which showed a good amount of the game, and what the fuck, is that the guess? There were also a couple other things like... I'll get back to this. And on the 25th, we got a trailer. And the game too, you know, that's also pretty important on this day. This launch trailer was actually really cool with a really good replica of the house. Like, when it fades from game to real life, like, seamless. Even the interior looks really good, and what is that thing? The game finally dropped, and a lot of people couldn't play it. Yeah, cause, you know when it said it was Steam VR supported? That was a lie. SteelWorld did a little funny thing and only made it available on Quest 2 and Rift S. So at that point, why wouldn't you just buy it on the Quest store? Oh, we'll get to that too. All the updates were prioritized on PSVR and Quest. One of the platforms looked like shit, and the other has a player base of 2 people. Eventually, all platforms did get major patches, which made the game honestly bug-free for the most part, where the game runs solid on Quest 2 and Steam, and also PSVR 2. I think. That is way too expensive. Search and Rescue is like any other Hello Neighbor game, but instead of going alone, you're going with an entire group of kids who break into a 50-year-old man's house because he might have children in his basement. That sounds extremely weird, don't question. It's not as bad as you think. Before anything, I need to mention something. The lore. And trust me, it's extremely important to understanding this game. In the original Hello Neighbor, you play as a kid named Nikki, who breaks into Mr. Peterson, also known as Hello Neighbor Guy's basement, as he presumed the neighbor locked up his 2 kids, Aaron and Maya. And although not stated in the game itself, it turns out you're half right. Aaron's in the basement while Maya is not doing too well. So how did all this happen? Well, please stick with me here, because it's a little bit. It turns out Aaron pushed Maya off the roof because he turned into a bitch after his mom died. By the way, Mr. Peterson's wife. So to punish and protect his son, the neighbor locks him up in the basement. And when Nikki goes in the basement, he's also locked up with Aaron. Because this whole time, Mr. Peterson lured Nikki into the house so Aaron could have a friend. However, Nikki ends up escaping, maybe with the help of Aaron, and manages to get out the basement. So after all that, he escapes and grows up to be a bum. For the beginning of the game, I'm going to just describe my first impressions. However, once we get past the tutorials, I'll be going into detail about different sections of this game. And oh yeah, you're sure, you start off the game as Delroy, this guy, who's in Nikki's room for some reason. The game so far looks really good though. Like, a lot of detail was clearly put into this single room alone. Missing posters, news headlines, drawings. Like, not only are some of these really fun references to the books, but also really fun nods to the series. This first part of the game teaches the main mechanics like grabbing, breaking boards, climbing for a bit, sliding, unlocking stuff, other stuff. Basically, the whole squad's practicing outside Nikki's house, ready to make this man's suffering even worse. We get a view our elite plan to break in, where you and Trinity go into the sewers. For a reason I honestly forgot. Stupidest name. Oh my, Mr. Peterson! Hello! Hello, Mr. Peterson! Oh my, it's the guy from the show! This section is really just a tutorial level, but it teaches us two major mechanics. One of these is the main mechanic of the game, switching between different characters. Not only does switching between different characters allow you to access different areas, but also helps other characters progress through their section. This section also shows off the climbing mechanics, where you climb. But for now, I'll just say it's really unique. So, you open this door, and it's another tutorial. This is really just here to show how to distract the neighbor and hide from him. To anyone, this section is really just straightforward, but I think it's worth mentioning that this was my 4th playthrough. So instead of doing it normally, I just f***ed around. Hey, Mr. Peters. Oh, shoot. Whoa. What's up, dude? Are you very bad? Man, what a quest. Run, run, run. Yes. Oh wow, there's a quicker way to do this right now. Did you just... What? So you get past the neighbor and whoa, everything's floating. These are the nightmare sections, and they're the most boring section in the game, I'm gonna be honest. You're really just walking around, climbing. I guess if you're a new player and you don't know what's going on, it seems cool, but I think it's just there to fill the runtime. Really anything to warrant that $30 price tag. Just walk for a bit, slide a couple times, and... That was really scary, guys. Dude, I honestly hate my life right now. So you get a short cutscene, really just to show off each character's personalities, and it's kind of funny to be honest. So finally, after 30 minutes, the game finally begins. So let's begin with this review, starting with... Usually, every Hello Neighbor game markets its advanced AI, but at this point, the series already accepts that it's a glorified escape room. So currently, your main objective is to get all 3 keys to unlock his basement. To search through the house, you'll be switching between 4 characters who have different access to rooms in the house, along with having their own special abilities. Trinity has access to the basement and kitchen, with the ability to use the flashlight. She's also useless. Besides her being the kid you need to deliver each key to, she's the most underutilized character at this point. Hell, her flashlight ability doesn't even have a purpose until you get into the basement. And even then, it's just to see better. She's only used to deliver this f***ing quadruple A battery to Enzo. Oh yeah, Enzo, the detective. He has a magnifying glass that can let you find clues. But besides the starting area, I forgot about it. I never used it again. Like, if you look hard enough, it's just pointless. The only use I could find for it after is this coin, which is optional. Besides being used to deliver the keys to Trinity through this hole, his main purpose is to climb through the chimney and to the attic. From here, you need to reenact this picture with the corresponding accessories. Hey. Oh. Dude, what? Once that's over, you have the blue key. Alright, let's move on to the best character, Finch, the scout, who has the best ability, the slingshot. It can be used for puzzles and general acts of terrorizing this poor man. She starts off in the back half of the second story. Oh. Oh wait, dude, that was so easy. I already got the yellow key. But once you obtain the red key, and then the crowbar, the entire backyard is accessible. From here, Finch can reveal the code to the security room, deliver another quadruple A battery to Enzo, and also get this weird screw thing, which we don't talk about what that's used for. She can also access the attic by just using this conveniently placed lift, which also conveniently can be moved up and down with her slingshot. Convenient, I know. From here, she could do the thing from the trailer and get the green key. And finally, she could get the wrench from Maritza, the Brave. Her selling point is that she could break through walls with a bat 2 times throughout the game. I think the developers just didn't know what to do with the bat, so this is what we get. Although she easily has the most terrain, ranging from the 2nd story to the attic to the roof and the garage. She also has access to the yellow key. But unlike the other basement keys, which have a cool puzzle attached to them, you just have to wait for him to sleep. And that's it. That's all she's used for. Besides the main 4, there's one more kid.
I'm Ivan.
Although he's just there for lookout, he does have a board which shows clues on each objective. So with these 4 characters and Ivan, you'll really just be climbing and doing puzzles, which are honestly pretty fun. Besides this wrench one that I despise. One really good aspect is that you can deliver key items and help each character progress through their section, which makes for pretty fun gameplay if I'm being honest. Like where Maritza can give the key to the scout. Where did my key go? Oh. Okay. Since this is a Hello Neighbor game, we're gonna have to avoid
Get the f out my porch!
the neighbor. Not a lot to say about him since he isn't really the main focus of the game. He's just a dude you have to hide from when you hear him, or just accept his fate when he sees you. He doesn't learn from your every move or try to set up traps because this type of gameplay doesn't warrant that. The game for the most part is linear, with no real way for the neighbor to learn from your every move. If he's near you, cause a distraction, or hide in the wardrobe. If he chases you, you're basically dead as he's 2 times faster than you. You cannot outrun him. But I'm glad they didn't try to make another advanced AI, since those attempts weren't, well, very successful. Instead of the focus being on the broken AI, Search and Rescue invested in its level design and overall polish to the game, so the gameplay is actually straightforward and mostly fun. Mostly. The puzzles are the main selling point this time, which makes the gameplay overall pretty fun. But there's something else you need for really good gameplay. Mechanics. There's one major mechanic that, although wasn't marketed, is extremely important to the game. Climbing. If anything has his paint, you could climb on it. And the thing is, this isn't just used on occasion, but is a core mechanic used throughout every section of the game. Hell, even the final section of the game is just a climbing simulator. But we'll get to that. Although items can be picked up, they have very few, if any, uses. With the uses being straightforward. Keys can unlock locks, the wrench can do these puzzles, and the crowbar can break boards most of the time. The main issue I have with holding items is that they don't snap into your hand. Items just feel like they're flooding the area of my hand, which makes things like breaking boards or trying to fit keys to locks extremely annoying. It's not that big of an issue, but it's still pretty annoying to be honest. There's obviously distraction mechanics like the blunders and wardrobes you could hide in. There's not much else to say. Doors open, some windows could be climbed out of, you could reach your hand through walls to drop off items, so on and so forth. The last thing I have to say for this section is that when you have a key item, its use will be pointed out. Like for example, if you have a key, its corresponding log will be pointed out. Items will also be marked if you either lose them or get caught and the neighbors carrying them away. Ooh. Found it. Mission successful, we found our key. Let's go. Honestly, a really good addition that just makes this game less frustrating. Although the sound design is pretty average, there is an issue with the neighbor and his sounds. Although the neighbor makes noises when he groans, mumbles, and uses doors, the problem is it's really hard to hear if he's upstairs or downstairs. Now, I will admit this does make him a bit more mysterious, but it's still an issue though. But something I don't have any issues with is the OST. Oh my, it's so good, it's so good. This guy, hold up, how do you pronounce that name? Give me a second, I have it searched somewhere.
Sharhi Malashona.
Shahi Marashona, please tell me that's how you pronounce it, is the main guy behind the Hello Neighbor game soundtrack. And for this, he did a pretty good job with the soundtrack. I don't know how to describe the music other than it fits with the art style and location you're in. Like the rooftop music's really effective to make you feel like you're high up and in danger, while other places like Nikki's house have a whimsical and adventurous sound. I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe music. It's in the background right now. It's pretty good. But I would honestly recommend you listen it to yourself because it's a banger. Like especially the trailer music, beautiful. some people might not agree with me on this, but the overall look of the game is just okay. Like, I like the mix between the old and new art style, but I think it's just a bit too light and bright to amplify the atmosphere. Although the same cannot be said for the artists who worked on this game, because they did an amazing job. Angel Manita cooked with this game. Although he was a concept artist, his work is featured in photos and icons throughout the game. Shout out to him. And also shout out to Sabine. I Google Translate, dude. Please help me. She also did really good art for the game as well, ranging from concept art to icons of the characters. Again, with this wacky and really good art style. Near the end of the game, the basement is finally unlocked, but oh no, how will we get through the fire? Well, it's pretty simple. All we have to do is eliminate our friends one by one. No, I'm not making this up. Each character now has the goal of getting to these fire rooms to turn down the valve where a nightmare sequence triggers. The first time we do this, we get to see a nice happy family. Hope nothing bad happens to them. But it isn't until Aaron slams the door and the TV starts tweaking out that we're revealed. Wait, what? Oh shit, it's the guest. The next nightmare sequence, we get to see the aftermath of drunk driving. And floating stuff here too, I guess. And after almost reaching, we slip and slide to the neighbor. Boom, another kid down, 2 more to go. Right before Murta becomes simming, we get to see the grave of Maya. And it's like kinda sad. Like her dolls here and everything, her picture. Yeah, it's sad. Let's just turn the valve and die. This section is honestly carried because of this. A bunch of floating Maya dolls, where you really feel like Spider-Man in that one scene. Like, as soon as I finished this part, my arms were tired. Best of all time. I couldn't move. I couldn't move. So finally, Trinity actually does something besides getting all of her friends kidnapped. This is all your fault, by the way. And you get another slip and slide into... Oh, I remember this. So yeah, remember that one room from Hello Neighbor where it's trying to mimic that there's something outside? Yeah, well, it's made even more weird and pretty spooky. I'm gonna be honest, I still get stuck in this section of the game. Like, I've beat this game 4 times, but like I always miss a single tunnel. I hate this. Why make it more obvious, please? So yeah, it's just a labyrinth, entrances, exits, and tunnels going even further into the ground. Like, how did the neighbor build this? Once you get through here, it's all kind of just walking until you get to this section where a bird becomes a bigger bird. This is the guest that's said to be haunting the town, approaches Aaron and makes an offer where he can escape if he joins him. But Aaron just fucking skedaddles out of there. This clearly pisses him off. Really cool scene, I know, right? But you know what's cooler? Walking for 1 minute in this Truman Show looking ass place. I'm so tired of these places where I just walk around. Please be something cool. All of your friends in these cartoony cages, with one empty, containing a single hat. Nikki's. Yeah, you don't. Oh, I died anyways. So that's the end of the game. I know it's a bit of a sad note, but it's not a bad get. Wait, what the fuck? Instead of being any other kid, we're playing as Aaron, and he's locked up for life, but not alone here. The guest once again offers us the ability to escape if we join him, or we could just stay here. Once that's over, the best part of the game begins. We have one objective: save everyone. But with the guest doll you just acquired, you could take advantage of the final mechanic of the game, shape-shifting into the guest. As once we play as him, the environment is completely changed. It's flipped over, distorted, weird. And this is also where the climbing mechanic really steps in, as everywhere you're gonna need to climb to progress. First, we free Trinity, who guides us to the library. Then we reach the final section, the final house, where in my opinion, this section alone has the best puzzles, design, and music in the entire franchise. And the cool thing is that we didn't know. All the screenshots of this section were teased, thought they were just part of the regular game. Throughout we save Enzo, Maritza, Finch, even that one guy we played as at the start of the game. Eventually we get 2 locks, which leads us to this room, where Mr. Peterson is a little sleepy. At first he's shocked, but he gets his key and finds comfort. until he sees you, the guest. Now you're the one doing the chasing. Eventually, the neighbor gives up and accepts what he's become and what he has done. But quickly, you go back to Aaron, where you're given one final choice. Go on your own terms, or get the key. But since the game literally won't let you choose the first option, you unlock the door. It's Nikki. You saved him. You did it. But you couldn't save yourself. So overall, this game is pretty fun. Yeah, there are some questionable choices, but the game is pretty good. There are very few bugs, if any. The game runs well, and also does something very rare in Hello Neighbor games, where it has an actual story that makes sense. I know, weird. So I'm sure the same could be applied to different platforms, right? The Quest 2 port fucking sucks. One extreme downside to VR is motion sickness, which is bad enough, but can be even worse with bad graphics. And you know what the Quest 2 is? Underpowered. But do you also know what happens when you cram a next-gen game into an underpowered device? This. If this was a low quality Switch port, it would be fine. But because the screen playing the most horrendous looking graphics I've ever seen is 1 inch away from my face, I'm going to get sick. And I did. This game looks terrible. Like, I'm pretty sure they could have done a better job. Like, look at the Help 1 and 2 port. It looks amazing for Quest 2. You know why it looks so good? Because they took their time. This was the first version to release, only because it has the biggest user base of the 3 platforms. They just wanted to get this out as fast as possible. Like, how are you gonna condemn most of your audience to this shit? The first time I played this game on Quest, I couldn't even look at a screen for a day without getting flashbangs because I got a headache. Like, Steelwell, what the fuck? But this isn't the worst experience I've had with this game. Remember what I said at the beginning? How I don't like this game? It's not because of this terrible port. It's because of this. Happy Friday. My name is Influencer Marketing Manager with the Virtual Athletics League team. I'm reaching out to you on behalf of TinyBuild, the team behind the popular Hello Neighbor games. If you have not seen yet, Hello Neighbor is coming out with a VR game this month through a brand new title, Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue. In promotion for launch, we're rolling out an exciting promotional campaign for this upcoming release, and we would like to invite you to this practice. We've been following your recent work as a creator and are impressed by your content style, which is why our team at TinyBuild believe you would be an excellent fit for this campaign. Unlike other title launches, the Hello Neighbor VR release offers multiple ways for you to engage with the game and our team. Below are 3 ways you can participate in this campaign. Number 1, in-person film shoot. If you live near Los Angeles, California, then we would love you to come out and participate in an in-person film recreation of a Hello Neighbor game with other creators like LS Toast, Jacob VR0, Tiny Beast, and more. Filming takes place on the 13th and 14th. Oh wait, that was a firework. Please tell me you can hear that. You would have the opportunity to work with these other creators on set, play puzzles as a team, and showcase your skills in front of the camera. Number 2, gameplay content. We would love for you to make gameplay content for Hello Neighbor VR's launch. This would go on your preferred platform and can grant you early access to the game. Number 3, sabotage puzzles. If you're not able to come out to the in-person film Hello Neighbor recreation, but would like to participate in such a unique experience, we would still love for you to interact with the creators by sabotaging their puzzles. This could be in the form of duetting on-site creators' TikToks, where you can press buttons and send requests to mess up their challenges. This could be in the form of duetting on creators' TikToks, where you can press buttons and send requests to mess up their challenges. If you are interested in participating in any of these ways, please let us know, and we can provide more information about the campaign. Even if VR is not your usual forte, we would still love for you to get involved. We are as flexible and open to any ideas that you may have for promoting Hello Neighbor VR. Cheers! Hi, my name is... I am Emilius's dad. He forwarded me your email and was very excited to hear from you. If feasible, he would like to participate in the in-person film shoot. Emilius is years old, and either I or his mom will need to accompany him if this is not possible. he would still like to participate in any other event available for him. He lives and plays VR games using his Oculus Quest 2 and via Steam on his PC. Please let me know and forward me to any information so I can make arrangements. Again, thank you for reaching out to him and hope to hear from you soon. Regards. Hey, just want to let you know I'm very excited and interested in participating in this event in early access. See my dad's email below. Please send any information about this campaign. Sincerely, Emilius. They never responded. I can't explain my thoughts the first time I saw this email, and how excited I was. I felt like I made it in life, to be honest. I mean, I was being sponsored by my favorite game franchise, the games that got me a platform here on YouTube. Now looking back, I obviously wasn't gonna make it to the film, since I was pretty young. But early access to this new game? Honestly, I was really excited for them to respond and get a code for the game, but that never happened. Still to this day, I don't know if it was either I didn't reply properly or they just changed their minds and bailed on me. Either way, I was sad. I lost my motivation to upload because I felt like I was betrayed, no matter how weird or corny that sounds. I mean, I did try to return later, but why bother? Because the ghosting was bad enough. But then I remembered that the only reason people subscribe to me, the only reason I have over 200,000 subscribers, it's because of one video. I got lucky, and I feel like that's the only reason I got popular. Because it was. It wasn't because of my content, it wasn't because of me, it was because of this one video. Shorts was the only thing I was known for, but it got even worse when I was demonetized because of stolen content. I lost my motivation. I got desperate. I just abandoned everything to get a chance at making a comeback, but I just couldn't upload. Right now I guess I'm doing okay, but every time I think about this channel, I just remind myself how lazy I could be, how I can't get my monetization back, how I have so many followers, but so few of them care or even remember me. And it's sort of this game's fault. This email's fault. So after all this entire video, where I discussed the positives and negatives of this game, and how it affected me and my channel, after talking about how this game led me to a downward spiral, leading me to fall off on YouTube, I like this game. I've grown up quite a bit, and I'm able to see past this email and get over my personal issues to just like this game, because it's good. This is a good game that I would recommend. Not on Quest 2, cause that's still shit, but if you have Steam VR or PSVR 2, I would still recommend you get it. Future me here, please like and subscribe. This video took 3 weeks, which normally I only spend 4 hours on my videos, so this is just a huge video that took me a while. And I'm scared to upload it, mainly because, well, I'm afraid I'm not gonna get any views, because this channel is kind of dead. So please like and subscribe, share it if you want to. So yeah, thanks for watching.